Yes. Baba sports. Oma ye so adwuma. Oma reki so. Ah, je say nche. Ama be ye so adwuma pa nti. Nya se mketua.
And we promised to come back. We've been back unofficially a few times, but officially, this is the first time we're coming back to take a look at the state of Baba Yara, not just the pitch. When we talk about Baba Yara, everybody talks about the pitch. Yes, that's the most glaring thing, but beyond the pitch, there are a lot of things that also need careful, look at in order to get us back into the kind of space we want to be, both for club, league, continental, and international engagements. Thank you for joining us. I think it would be in order to start with an opening prayer. Why not? Yes. So I'll let my host give us an opening prayer, and then we can start the little interaction. My colleagues on the high table to introduce themselves, with the exception of Madame over here. Sister Ebo, people can come up and join us as well.
Thank you very much. My name is John, the wonderful head of the estate department, and
The director general.
Okay. My name is Iyaoje Fikusi Amre, the CEO of the National Sports Authority.
Wow. Congratulations. Successful.
My name is Patient Sharon Adams Mensah, the regional PR. You have Mr. Stephen Boom, the regional accountant.
Wow.
And my extreme left
Newcomer.
is Mr. Simon Kotoko, technical director.
Wow.
For the region. Thank you.
Wow. Workaholic.
The same setup. The last time we were here, we did talk about the Baba Yara Sports Stadium being rehabilitated, especially the pitch. Since then, it's it's deteriorated to the state it is in now. There are a number of factors that's led to that. Mainly, obviously, being to the lack of funds and also the lack of artificial water, which naturally would need for the pitch. If there's no rain, we have to make sure the grass is pampered and treated. So we know there are upcoming assignments, both for clubs and also potentially for the national team. But as of now, Baba Yara does not qualify to host any major international tournament, and we need to work at that very quickly. It's been almost 5 months since the new administration took over. It's been very challenging, but it's important to note that, the NSA's mandate is not just about maintaining stadia. There's so much more that goes into it. And in order to make sure that we have the right thing done for the long term, we did not want to rush into anything that could not be sustained. It's very important that we are sure about what we're doing and then attack it with full hog and make sure that we are consistent, and that would remain, as a new standard, so that we don't go back to the days where the pitch will be as bad as it is. I was having a conversation earlier with Madam Victoria Ajaku, and she was reminding me of her role as far back as 2007, 2008, before Ghana hosted the AFCON. And that shows you the kind of work or the kind of experience we have, which we should also be relying on going forward. It's very important that we get all the experts, all hands on deck, and we have them. So we'll be very glad to engage her leadership and the team. They have the expertise to help us rehabilitate the Babayara pitch. It will be interesting to note, for the fact that since we took office, we've been to quite a number of facilities, including the Ali Muhammad Sports Stadium in Tamale and the Kaladan Park, which is not being used for football the way it used to be. We've been to Takwa, the new stadium, home to Midiama. We've had a look there as well. Isipong, obviously, we know there's a problem with the Isipong Sports Stadium in the Western region. The Kofridia Sports Complex. In Koko, there was an issue with the construction of a new stadium, and we've engaged Honorable Brian Achampong, and we just now are waiting for him to bring the documents for him to continue the work. I'm saying all this so that we are very clear, because I think the misinformation and the wrong perception out there needs to be very clear. That's why I'm giving you this background so that you understand. Boteman, we've done a comprehensive tour of Boteman about 2 or 3 times. The Tema Sports Stadium, I'm sure you've seen the images, it's literally abandoned. We've been to a few other venues. The National Hockey Pitch has also now returned to the NSA. The Azuma Nelson Sports Complex, or the Kaneshi Sports Complex, is why Cape Coast. There are so many others. So people have to understand that it's not just about Accra Sports Stadium and Babayara Sports Stadium. It's much, much deeper than that. Most of you were here when the Honorable Minister was here and did a tour of the facilities and also paid a courtesy call on His Majesty Tumfo Osei to the second, and he has assured support. Beyond that, we need the media to set an agenda. The media to set an agenda, because as a media person, I've set a lot of agendas in the past, and I can give you a few of them. Thank you. Positive ones. It's easy for us to look for negative news, to make the headlines, to get all the negative comments. It's very easy. What is difficult as a journalist, and this is what I'm challenging you, is to set the agenda for positive news. Why don't we set an agenda to transform the Babayara Sports Stadium? Kumasi has all it takes. It's not about money. I don't think the problem of Ashanti or Kumasi is money. Far from it. We need to make sure that we unite all the factions to come together to make sure we raise Babayara back to its glory days. And the jewel in the crown is the pitch. If anybody comes here, goes round, does inspection, the dressing rooms, the other areas, security zones, and the pitch is not looking green and sprightly and fresh, everything else will build into its significance. So it's so important that we set the agenda, and all of you here have a role to play. Criticism is good. We need to be criticized constructively, with you offering alternatives so that we listen and engage you. But criticism without substance or without the facts, that is not constructive. That is why we're here to set the record straight, let you know what's happening and the plans for the Babayara Sports Stadium. Obviously, in a while, we'll go down to the pitch because we've already seen the other aspects of the stadium. We'll go down to the pitch, and I'm sure you've seen that it is not in the best of state. I'll also let the head of estates have a word. We're expecting Frank Wine, but I don't know where he is at the moment. He's just here to update on Kumasi, on Accra and other venues. But like I said, we have a lady, Tation, has to be aligned. In other words, we need to go and check. Currently, there are some people on NSA sites and properties that NSA did not give them that permission. We need to find out how they got there, why they're there, and then with the right documentation, we can take them off and do the necessary work for NSA. So it's very, very important that we give you that background. It's not just about Accra, it's not just about Kumasi. If we make that mistake, we will continue to be in a state of mismanagement and a state of disrepair, because our focus would only be on these two stadia. And even in that case, we really have not been able to manage it over the years. We want that to change. And we want the media to drum that agenda, that we need support, we need resources. All the experts like Madam and you, the media guys, should come on board and support. All the businesses in Kumasi, those who love football, not just Kotoko, but football, should come and support in any way they can. I think it can happen, and we can have back the glory days of football here at the Babayara Sports Stadium. Once we're able to put the pitch in good use, we can now look at other areas that CAF will be looking at when they do the inspections, and try to bring those aspects as well up to speed, get the green light, and then once again host international matches here. But as it is now, we can't do that, you know. And I don't want to make excuses that we've only been here for 5 months. No, that is not an excuse. Once His Excellency the President has assigned us to do a job, we have to find all ways and means to execute that job. And beyond politics, the reset means that if the pitch is in such a bad state, the pitch needs to be reset. It's very simple. Beyond politics, if our dressing rooms are not up to scratch, we need to do the work for the dressing rooms to be reset. So the reset is basically about making sure that the current state that we don't like, we change it to a new order, which we will all be happy and pleased with. So with that, I'm very happy to officially welcome the lady sitting next to me, who all of you know very well.
Yes.
She's done remarkably well. I just want to give you a little. Chad and Kotoko, and also the President's Cup. We had to listen to the advice of the experts. When I sit here, I don't work in isolation. I need to listen to the recommendations and advice of those who know better. And the engineers told us not to risk populating that side of the ball. Yeah, you can see it's you cannot play even court football on the pitch, and the weather, which is a natural source, has not been too favorable in terms of this side of the country over the past few weeks. And then we have other issues which the new director would address. She's been on the ground, and she's also submitted her report after the visit of the minister. What we want to do is to make sure that we are current as of today with any new development, and then we move on to do the work we're supposed to do. But the reports have been sent, and it will be addressed appropriately. As we speak, preparations are being made to ensure that the pitch and other areas of the Babayara Stadium are addressed. Kotoko. Yeah, me and Kotoko, they've officially written to the NSA about a week ago. Unofficially, we knew that Kotoko would be playing here, but officially we got the correspondence just over a week ago. There was a communication gap, which I cannot blame on Kotoko, and of course the transition for the new NSA, the information did not come to the right place at the right time until we notified them that we are waiting for the correspondence, and immediately they responded by sending it through. They had earlier sent it, but they had not reached the National Sports Authority, as I said, due to some communication challenges. So Kotoko should not really be held culpable, and the NSA also did not officially receive that information. So they've written to us, they would wish to use this venue, but like we can all see, we need to make sure that everything is in perfect condition until that can be done. If the pitch can be resuscitated in the next few weeks, it is possible, but I cannot sit here and guarantee that. That is why Doc from KNUST, an expert, and also Frank Wine, another expert, they are both here. So we don't give you what we think, but we tell you what the facts are from the experts who've been doing this for so many years. Yeah, so we'll update that after today's visit. That's why we brought all the other experts in as well, to make sure that from today, whatever we had in the last few weeks, we make sure we're up to date, and then we work with that. We'll definitely make it known to you, absolutely.